ورتل القرآن ترتيلا.
الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب زدني علما وألحقني بالصالحين. Assalam-u-Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to this episode of ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. Today's lesson is going to be very important because today we will learn the last two huruf al-halaqi, or the last two throat letters. These huruf al-halaqi are very peculiar to the Arabic language, and many people make mistakes while articulating these letters. So, if you want to learn the correct articulation of these letters, then watch this video till the very end. Alright, let's quickly look at what we learned in the previous lesson. We saw that ha and ayn are articulated from wastul halaq, or mid of the throat. We learned that these letters are articulated with a friction from here, the mid of the throat, where larynx is located. We learned that these letters should be distinguished from ha and hamza by letting the air burst out in case of ha and hamza, while creating a kind of friction in your voice box here, or mid of the throat, in these letters ha and ayn.
A gentle reminder, Ilm Explorer channel is dedicated to the teachings of Islam. Our aim is to bring people closer to their Creator by spreading the word of Allah and His Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So, if you want to learn the teachings of Quran and Sunnah, then do subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to get notifications of all our uploads. If you want to appreciate the efforts put in creating this content, then like this video and comment on it. And if you wish to be a part of this pious cause, then share this video as much as possible. It will be a sadaqah jariyah for you, inshallah. Thank you.
Now today we will learn the articulation of kha and ghain. These two letters, as I said earlier, are also very peculiar to Arabic. The makhraj, or articulation point, of these two letters is ADNA HALAQ. ADNA means the closest or the initial, and halaq, as you already know, means the throat. So ADNA HALAQ means the initial part of the throat, or the closest or the nearest part of the throat. It means the part of the throat closest to the mouth and furthest from the chest. It is the same place where you sometimes feel itching, mostly when your throat is recovering from an infection. So how do you itch your throat? You make a gargling sound at the back of your mouth, or almost at the end of your soft palate, like right? That is how we itch our throat. Exactly the same way these two letters kha and ghain are articulated. So let's practice their articulation. Remember that these letters are articulated from back of the throat, or in other words we may say from the initial part of the throat, called ADNA HALAQ. So let's practice them by using the method of ascertaining the makhraj of a harf. We will make each of these letters sakin and bring a hamza with a fatha before them. Then read the combination. Wherever the voice stops, or whichever point the voice stops, that is the articulation point or makhraj of these letters. Now, if it stops at the back of your throat, or back of your mouth and initial part of your throat, right after the soft palate, if it stops there, then you're articulating these two letters correctly. But if the voice does not stop there, instead it stops somewhere else, for example at the hard palate or somewhere else, then you're not articulating these letters correctly. So let's articulate kha first. Hamza, kha, fatha, akh, akh, akh. See, the voice stops at the initial part of our throat, or at the end of our mouth, or the soft palate. Now let's practice kha with 3 different vowels. Kha fatha, kha, 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 kha kasra, khi, 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 kha dhamma, khu, khu, khu. Now let's articulate ghain. Hamza, ghain fatha, agh, agh, agh. Here again the voice stops at the end of our mouth. Now let's see ghain with different vowels. Ghain fatha, gha, gha, gha. Ghain kasra, ghi, ghi, ghi. Ghain dhamma, ghu, ghu, ghu. So both these letters are articulated from ADNA HALAQ, which means the initial part of the throat. Now let's see some words with these 2 letters at different positions. First we will see some words with kha. Khalaqa, khitamuhu, khaba, khurujun, khuliqa, akhbara, makhrajun, rakhisun, nakhlatun, sakhratun, nafakha, rasikhun, shaykhun. Now let's see some words with ghain. Ghayril maghdubi. See, both these words which we say in every salah while reciting Surah Al-Fatiha have ghain in them. Like ghayril maghdubi, ghaba, ghalin, ghurafun, ghida, غطاءك, مغفرة, غفرانك, يبغي, تغير, صغير, صبغ. So these were some words with the letters kha and ghain in them. As we said earlier, these 2 letters are articulated with ADNA HALAQ, which is the initial part of the throat, or the last part of our mouth at the end of the soft palate. Like ha and ain, these letters are articulated with a kind of friction in the throat, like h, 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 h. But this friction in case of ha and ain is in the middle of the throat, here, ha, a, ha, a, ha. While in case of kha and ghain, this friction is in the upper part of the throat, like kha, gha, kha, gha, kha, gha, right? So till now we have learned the articulation points of 6 throat letters, which are called huruful halaqi. Those are ha, hamza, ha, ain, and kha, ghain. These letters are called huruful halaqi or throat letters simply because they are articulated from the throat. Ha and hamza are articulated with the deepest part of the throat called aqsal halaq. Ha and ain are articulated with the mid of the throat, which is called wastul halaq, while kha and ghain are articulated with adnal halaq, which is the initial part of our throat. I hope you've understood how to articulate these letters properly according to the Arabic phonology. Now you can practice the articulation of these letters by reading different words containing these letters. You can use the words used in this lesson and the previous lesson. And if you face any problem while trying to learn their articulation, or if you have any question regarding this lesson or generally regarding Tajweed, please do write it in the comments section. I will be very happy to answer it. With that said, let's end this lesson here. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.